You have something to say about my brother? Is there something you want to talk about regarding my brother? He has two beautiful little girls. Whatever you are trying to dig up on him from years ago is completely absurd. Move on with your life. Remember, defamation is very serious. There is nothing that I need to discuss with you regarding your brother. I will speak out in any manner I choose using the plethora of documentation, video, photos, court documents, etc. Defamation does not apply with documented evidence. I have consulted an attorney. So I will speak out in any manner I choose using the plethora of documentation regarding what he did to me personally and how the justice system allowed a person who is violent to get away with assault. I've heard from multiple sources that you suffer from severe mental illness, so I'm not shocked by your lame attempt to slander my brother. Or do you just want to create another TED Talks about your delusional thinking? You can stay out of his life, his exes, his daughters. My brother is far from violent. His daughters will grow up to know what an amazing human being he is. Blank is very grateful, as well are. I wish you well, blank. I really do. Your brother told me on more than one occasion that you are an alcoholic and have a plethora of mental health issues. He did this to keep me from reaching out to you for help in his issues with S. At the end of the day, what you believe about me is of no consequence. I have the documents to back up my words. Pictures don't lie. Maybe ask yourself how it is that 5 people currently have restraining orders against your brother for violations ranging from assault to death threats. 5 people that I know of and have the document for. Your brother's police file is more than 2 inches thick, with more than 1 arrest for violence against more than 1 victim. The proof is in the documents, not opinion. Where there is smoke, there is fire. Please don't reach out to me again. What I choose to do moving forward is not going to change because you choose to attempt to slander me with your accusations regarding me having a mental illness. We have never met, obviously. And you're choosing to slander, attempt to intimidate, and harass someone who your brother physically assaulted. That actually says more about you than it does about me. Again, I wish you the best, and please do not contact me again. I'm not harassing anyone. You were the one that reached out to blank and my family. It is very suspicious that you're trying to bring up stuff that never happened or things from the past. You don't control this conversation. Again, you are very delusional. You contacted us. You started following blank and writing letters. And yes, I'm a proud recovering alcoholic. I'm sure you're proud not to be homeless. I understand women can be scorned. People need to be able to handle circumstances in life and move on, not be vindictive. Just gives women a really bad name. The reason I mentioned the drinking was not to attack you. It was to point out that your brother used it as a way to smear your character, much in the way that painting me as someone who is, quote, severely mentally ill, unquote, is being used to diminish me. It was not to hurt or offend you, and it takes a lot of courage to find your sobriety, and I have the utmost respect for you finding yours. I'm sorry that it came off as a character attack, as it was not my intention. The bottom line is that I did not get the justice I deserved for your brother assaulting me, and this is not about vindictiveness. It is well documented that I am not your brother's only victim, and there is a pattern of predatory behavior on his part. I am standing up for the women he has victimized by standing up for myself. I wrote to blank. I hope that she allows you to read that email as a courtesy, and that's all. I will no longer be engaging with you over this matter as it does not serve either one of us in any positive or meaningful way. Hello. I hope this email finds you well and does you no harm. My name is Marnie Grundman, and I lived with James Hutchinson up until January 7th, 2021. He assaulted me on December 21, 2020, and after a few weeks of coordinating a place to go where I could be safe and hidden, I left him and immediately filed a police report that included photographs and an email I sent to myself and a close friend on the day of the assault. Based on my evidence, he was arrested and the Crown chose to prosecute. In May of 2022, I received an updated restraining order that included your name, which is why I am writing to you. My day in court was denied on the technicality caused both by Mr. Hutchinson changing of counsel to create a delay, and he likely was also not compensating the attorney as he commonly was terminated by his counsel as well. And the moving of the courthouse also created the delay. Canadian law requires the hearing be held within 18 months of the charges being filed. The first scheduled court date was bumped due to his change in counsel. The second was delayed to a lack of courtroom and staff availability. In a nutshell, it took 3 years for a date where the case was actually to be heard, and that timeline played into Mr. Hutchinson's hands in being able to evade prosecution. Through this process, I became aware that there is another criminal case pending, but I am not certain of the details. I am preparing to go public about how the system allowed a violent and predatory man to escape prosecution through media outlets in Canada, as well as name Mr. Hutchinson to prevent him from being able to acquire more victims. I am also going to use his image to call for any past or current victims in the hopes, I hope there are none, but I know better, that they can seek the justice that I was denied. Prior to me taking these actions, I want to make sure that my outing Mr. Hutchinson will not damage any pending criminal cases. I am not taking this up with the Crown because they failed me and there is no trust there. There are more details. They did not prepare me for this possible outcome, and it was at a great cost to me both financially and emotionally. Given what I know about Mr. Hutchinson, I am certain that you got an earful about me. I am not here to defend my character. I met a man. I fell in love with a facade that almost destroyed me. I have a feeling you likely experienced something similar. I reached out to blank attorney to make her aware of my intentions. I am ultimately going to do the right thing for me. I just want to ensure I don't do any damage to anyone else who is seeking justice. If I do not hear back from you, I will assume that it's okay to move forward and will, of course, respect your privacy. I am sorry for whatever it is that caused the need for your restraining order. Warmest regards, Marnie Grundman.